Yeah. Well, welcome everybody to Destination Director Week 2. We're excited to have you here. For those that are brand new, we've been going over the checklist and our kind of assignment, or as Rich is calling it,
Three, three,
our
one.
income,
Yeah,
our income earning
activities,
right?
3-3-1
Income earning
fundamentals. That's all it
activities.
is, yeah.
Yeah. So we started going over the checklist of getting yourself enrolled with the team Facebook page and putting your social security number in, uploading your picture, opting into the text platform, all of that. Now, if you did none of it, all good. There's time to do it. So we'll do it. It's very simple. It's very easy to do those little steps. But the part that we want to really focus on today is packaging that story. Even though we talked to that was kind of a homework assignment, I want to kind of call on you. If you haven't packaged your story yet, or don't even know how to package your story, I want to make sure you guys know that how to do that. That 30, we say 30-second because some people can go like 2, 3, 4 minutes, right? So we want to make sure we're learning how to package that story. And then for those who did package the story from last week, I want to hear how you share your story in a conversational way. So did you want to share something?
Yeah, just, as we're getting going here, a big part of this is just, and this is just our years of experience working in the behavior modification area, is that it is about just forming habits. It's not about perfection. Like when we try and get someone into exercise again, all we need to do is get to the gym for 5 minutes. Start with a little bit of nutrition tweaks. Perfection, we'll never even seek perfection, but that's going to really improve. So just roll with this and do the best you can, because
Progress.
it's progress, not perfection. We're all trying to add a little bit newness to this, to our lives with this 3-3-1 system, which really multiplied is going to it's going to have a great impact. So just taking those baby steps, and just know you got to look in the mirror and practice your stuff. Like we've done a whole bunch of videos over the years with products and things like that. And guess what? There's a lot of times where you're just doing it, you're saying it, you're messing it up, you're recording it, you're trying it again, and then you do it. So we're all here to learn and just improve. And again, it's not about perfection. It's about getting those repetitions of just trying to do it. So let's roll through this stuff. It's all fundamental, but it's all super critical. As I was saying before, and where Mia, you went to the recording, the game is about duplication. And this gives us this incredible opportunity to duplicate ourselves. I don't know if Rockefeller said it or Ford said it, but I would rather have 1% of the effort of 100 people versus 100% of the effort from myself. And when you understand this game, this process, this marketing plan, like you can create $30,000 worth of volume, and you may have 10 or 15 people in your organization. But when those 10 or 15 duplicate themselves, then all of a sudden you have 45 people in your organization. And when that happens one more time, the magic starts happening, and not necessarily the second duplication, but the third duplication of yourself. Then you're talking about 150 people who are putting volume in, and all of a sudden you're like, how did I end up with $75,000 worth of volume that's commissionable volume for you? That's how it happened. It was because of the duplication and scale. So that's key to this. So let's just roll with it. Have fun with it, and Mia has an agenda. We'll follow through and just keep the ball rolling, and we'll try to tighten this up each week. If we can keep this in, we want to keep this to 45 minutes. We'll see how we're doing.
Yep.
And if we get extra time, give back time, it's good. So let's roll. Let's do it.
No, so what I had asked at first was, there was some homework like assignments, but Rich wants to call those high impact activities, income earning activities.
Income earning activities, the 3-3-1 activities, all of it is 3-3-1 activity. Yeah. It's all part of the system.
It is. And I'm going to throw up the slideshow too, just so you can kind of see where we're going with this. But just a show of hands, and if I know Becky and Susan were not on the call last week, but a show of hands, how many people used the app at all this week and sent links? I know you guys sent them to me, the people who sent them, which was pretty much everybody. But have you used the app this week by just a show of hands?
Perfect. Okay,
No.
that's why
Okay,
we're here.
Mark,
That's
yeah,
okay. It's
good.
good. Good
Perfect.
job, but it's okay. We're gonna
It's
do a
okay.
little,
This is a
get a
beautiful
couple
thing.
reps on it.
So, and then, so I'm gonna just go down the list. How many people made their lists of people that they want to reach out to? I don't care if there's 2 people on your list to
Okay.
200 people on your list.
All right, cool.
Beautiful, awesome. Great, great. That's perfect. And then who did any part of the 331? Like you reached out and just sent a text to somebody, maybe you invited somebody to a webinar, or you followed up with somebody. Yep, show of hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Look at that. Like,
Awesome.
that's all.
Perfect. There you go.
Beautiful. So this is a beautiful. So all we do is do that over and over and over again. That's pretty much really what it is. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to show you the app. Okay. And for those who don't really know the app, I'm just going to show you the app. And I'm going to just share it with you because I want you to see how simple it is. Again, if you don't know, if you do,
And let me ask this while she's while she's pulling it up and sharing it. How many have downloaded the app? We want to make sure you have, I think everyone,
everybody is
right?
perfect.
Perfect.
That's
That's great.
All right.
Awesome.
So this is what the app looks like when
And are you seeing this? Are you seeing the
you
app
guys can
on
see
your
that,
screen?
right? Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
So this is what the app looks like, on your phone. And just so you know, there's different ways you can organize this. So I want to say this first. When you see it, it says media at the top, and then sometimes it says nothing on the other 2, which is prospects, alerts, and then there's this plus sign down the bottom that says cards. So what does that mean? If you press on the plus sign on cards, and you can do this on your phone while we're doing this, okay, this is your layout. So I have media first, as you can see at the top. And I'll use my cursor here. I have media, then I have prospects, then I have my alerts. Okay. Really, there's no events that I have that are going on. So that's the way I want it laid out. You might want prospects first. You might want your alerts of who you're following up with. So however you want it, you can just drag those. So if I want to move my alerts up, I touch on the little dots over on the right and I just slide it up. If I want my media, right, I just touch on the dots and I slide media up. If I want, so however you want it, and then you say save card layout, and then that's the way it is. So it's going to be media, alerts, and then my prospects. So now I'm going to go back to, and what we do is we click on see all, because that opens up all the little videos, whether it's like a 5-second video, a link to share for enrolling with LifeWave. It's the business opportunity, whatever that is. I'm going to say the one that I like to send first is this one here, which it looks like, X-ray image of the body. Is called What is Phototherapy? So I'm going to click on that. The next thing that pops up says individual. So yes, I click on that. So am I going to go to my device contacts? Do I have them entered in there yet? So what I would do is I would go device contacts and I would find, and I'm just going to use Rich because I've used him a million times, but I'm going to click on that. And then it says choose a phone number. Okay. Choose an email. Perfect. So I'm going to check the box that says I have consent from this person to use this information. I'm going to choose how many days my follow-up is going to be. You can go get him a thing if you need to. It's either 1 day, 3 days, 7 days. Now, I know Rich, I'm going to give him, he's a deep dive person. I'm going to give him 3 days to watch that video because he's going to watch it. Then he's going to go down the line and he's going to find more information. So it might be somebody who wants even more deep dive, 7 days. Most people, I do a 1 day follow-up because I want to know that they've watched the video and we're going. So I'm going to choose 1 day and I'm going to say continue. When this populates, okay, then you say share. It's going to populate to his text. I would never say, hi, Rich, and then put a heart, right? See how the X39 works by using light. So I usually do this. I take that away and I say, this is, and I would never use their name because I know it's their text. This is how the X39 works by using light. Boom, I send it. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and where's his phone? I wanted him here because I wanted to click on his phone, but let's see if I can click on it here. I'm going to click on that. And basically it's almost like pretending like Rich is watching it. Right. So Now this is to Rich. This is what he gets. He also can click on my website so he can start watching the video. And the reason I'm showing you all this is because I want you to know. I'm going to do this. I'm going to crank it across. I'm going to say I watched the whole thing. I'm also going to click on the website. So now, okay, now I'm going to go back to the app. All right, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back to home, and I'm going to look right here on my prospects. There's Rich Finnegan. Do you see what it says? What did he do? He already, so I'm going to go here to history, and he viewed 100% of the phototherapy because, you know, I scrolled it across, right? And he clicked on the website. So it tells me, great, awesome. He watched it 100% and he clicked on the website. Fantastic. I'm going to follow up. Even if I said 3 days and he did it right away, I'm going to follow up the next day. But tomorrow it's going to remind me by an email and by a little notification. It's going to say, follow up with Rich Finnegan. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and kind of, you know, stop share for a sec. And I want, you know, anybody to chime in. Did you know that all of that information, or that it's literally a CRM for you, that's how that thing works? So you can unmute and just kind of give me your feedback and say, nope, I didn't know, and that was great, and whatever. So just so I know where you're at.
Yep,
Okay,
you know,
good,
yep,
Susan, awesome. Yep.
Anything new?
Brandy, Larry, does that,
We familiar with it, or?
Yeah,
can-
we know, I have a question, you know, I might be jumping ahead, but
it's okay.
then, so my thought is we send that first video and then do you send them, like, if they want more information or anything, is that when you're send the Start X39?
Yep,
Sorry,
exactly.
jumping ahead, sorry.
No, that's absolutely perfect, because that's exactly what I do. But remember, that particular video that I just sent is also on the startx39.com. So, or the thisisaninfo.com. So I just say, I'm going to send you a quick link that's like 2 minutes to check out. Then I'm going to send you a website that I want you to watch all 3 videos. So that's because this is the only way I can tell if they've watched it, because in the beginning, we weren't using the app. Nobody told us about the app. So we were just sending the startx39.com.
Mm.
Well, I must have followed up with people 5, 6 times. Like, did you watch the video yet? Did you watch the video yet? But you can tell if they
Yeah,
watched the video.
Exactly.
So that's one of the nice things about that. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, do you know what the best system is? For first of all, the fortune is in the follow-up. We've got to know that. And you know what the best system is? The best system is the one we'll use. So whatever
Right.
one you'll use, like you may use this app part of the time when you're on the road, part of the day. It doesn't have to be the go-to. You may we use checklists as well, just so you know, we want to be clear about that. We try not to just rely on, hey, who did I scrolling through our phone? Not really the best for follow-up, written down or the app type of thing. So this is just part of the system that you can learn. You'll probably use multiple systems, you know,
Yeah.
but it's really super easy, and we're trying to use it even more. But it's really a good tool because it gives you these notes, especially when you start to use the notification aspect. That's the big part.
Yeah.
That you want to
So-
plug into. So it's all good.
Did anybody else have a question? But let me go here before I go back to that. Anybody have a question on that, or no? Okay,
Cool.
good. All right, so I'm going to share screen again. I'm going to go back to here.
And she'll run through that, but she's doing screen mirroring. You'll see if you scroll through, it'll give you the option to mirror your screen, just like you do it on your television. It'll play around. All of this stuff, just play around with it.
But that's exactly what I was going to say right now.
Yeah.
So so I'm going to go see all. So when you scroll all the way down, almost to the bottom, it says promoting, right here, promoting the LifeWave experience. Updated app training is right there. So if you're wondering how to use this app, just go in there
Yep.
and look at that, and it literally will tell you step by step. But one of the nice things is, like, you know, when you have time, I always say, like, for me, it's like cardio time. When I'm sitting on a bike and like nothing else to do, I'm going to look at videos.
Yep.
I'm going to, you know, listen to a podcast. So what I did in the beginning was I just went through every single one of these videos. So just so you know, so all of these down here, and just so don't laugh, but they're really old. So if you've ever looked at these of how the pain relief one works, or it's David Schmidt, the owner, CEO, whatever, doing it. So it's very archaic and it's very slow. And so you might not want to send those to anybody,
Right.
but they're good for you to learn how to use the iWave, you know, where to put the glutathione, carnosine, the energy patches and stuff. And then these down here are little like teases about the opportunity, teases about the product. So that's where you can drip on people. You can just send one, right? And then
Yep.
let them digest that, and then another one. So I wanted to show you that because there's so many videos in here as I scroll all the way back up to the top. The one that's called This is LifeWave right here at the top. I absolutely love
It's a
that.
great video.
That one is an overall view of what LifeWave is, all the patches, how it basically came to be. I do love this one. This is a testimonial of business people, and it's super, super short.
Yep.
So if you're looking to send a testimonial video about the opportunity to somebody,
And
that's a
I
great
think
one.
it's all medical. I think it's all
It's,
practitioners.
I think it's mainly
practitioners.
practitioners.
Yeah, it's
because that's
really,
who was a big part of,
the-
you know,
they have some
LifeWave.
there's a product testimonial in there that's really good with about this, with the same group of people, which is very, it's
Yeah.
very good as well. And I want to say something about apps, websites, apps, they're all living organisms that are
Yeah.
continually growing and evolving. So this is just continuing, it'll be updated and updated. So use what you can. Everything in it is not perfect, like some of the videos, it's too long or whatever the flavor,
Right.
but you just pick and choose,
Yeah,
you know,
pick and choose
what
what,
you want.
what speaks to you and what
Yep.
would speak to the person you're sending it to.
Exactly.
You know what that is. And so this is the only other thing they just brand new put up. And Allison was actually talking about it today, that when, you know, you don't have a chance to get to somebody or help them enroll if you want to, right here, LifeWave new member webinar. Okay. And then how to enroll as a LifeWave brand partner. So basically it's just showing people how to enroll either as a customer or a brand partner.
That new,
right.
is that new member, is that good? I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
that's what I'm saying. Like, so
Yep.
they're always updating. Even they updated with all the new products too. So the new eye cream is right here. Okay, if you want to send that to somebody, if you know people love it. And then also this one is another great one. If you have not tried the X49, I wear those two together every single day. That's a great video to send to people who want performance recovery, maybe cardiovascular health. It's also uses fat for fuel. So that's another great one. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to go ahead and stop share again. And I'm going to actually go to our PowerPoint now.
Is that where you're going, package story? Yeah,
Yep,
cool.
yep. So we're going into package story. So that's what I want to know of. Let me just pull this down so I can say slideshow. Play from current slide. Okay. So those who obviously were here last week and maybe had a chance to package their story, I'd love to hear from you, whether it's Mark or Allison or Brandy and Larry. If you haven't, that's okay. We can kind of pretend and practice it. So if you'd be willing to share, we'd love to hear it. And anywhere from, 30 seconds to 1 minute story of if somebody says, so like, what is it about? What did you do?
Yeah, go, you want to do it?
No, I'm
You
just,
wanna go
I'm
first?
going to ask,
Yep.
I'm asking somebody to share their story. That's what I'm asking.
No, I thought you were gonna do it. That's cool.
What
I'll
do you-
go first.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah,
run it up, yeah.
please, go ahead.
So I don't know. I haven't done this, so I'm going to time myself and see how I do.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
So I had been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis probably about 20 years ago, and I have flare-ups occasionally. But this past summer, I was in the middle of a flare-up, and I was coming off a second cycle of prednisone. And my buddy Rich Finnegan reached out to me about these patches that he had been using, and he'd had some awesome results using them on some arthritic knees he had and stuff. So I gave him a shot. And man, I'll tell you, within 3 to 5 days, I noticed right away I was sleeping better. I could feel the inflammation in my body start to clear up. And by the end of the first month, I was like, man, these things are incredible. So I ordered up and got on a monthly subscription. I've been on them since, and I don't think I'll go another day without being on them.
awesome. Way to go, man.
That was
That's great.
awesome. That was probably less than
39 seconds.
30. That's good,
Nice.
Mark.
That was
Good,
beautiful.
good job.
And so go ahead and share because
I was just gonna say, no, it's good. You can, and if you need to, just for anyone else who's doing it, if you think about another person or someone else's story, that's what you would add into that if you want. He cut that short at 39 and kept right to it. but Allison has a great testimonial as well. So you pick and choose like that. Yeah, that's your quick elevator 30 seconds, which is great. Mark,
Love
thanks
it.
for doing that, buddy. That's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that
Thanks
was
for setting it off.
perfect. And how about Brandy and Larry? Do you want to share a little bit of your story? And that's okay if you don't. No, just let me know.
We didn't package our story. We do have a story. We just haven't packaged it.
That's okay. If you want to even like make it more conversational, like I'm one of your friends and you know, I'll say to you, what is that patch you're wearing? Right? And then you can just
So
conversationally.
let's go with it right now.
go
So
with,
what,
like,
so think about where you were like before you start, just like, yeah, I had some joint pain or whatever it was. And then like Mark said, my friend reached out, introduced me, and then now I'm doing this. So let's run through it 30 seconds. I'll ask you. So I saw that patch. What's up with that patch? Is that a nicotine patch?
No, it's actually a light patch. And so what it's done is in the last 5 months, that Larry and I have both been wearing it, we're not waking up sore anymore. We recover faster the next day rather than 3 days later. We don't have our knee pain or our joint pain. It's really a lot, like shoulders don't hurt anymore. There's just a lot less inflammation in our body.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
I love it. And I'm going to pause. I'm
I
going to
want,
pause.
yeah, because I want to say, how did you hear about it?
Right,
Like, where
right.
did you
see-
hear? So,
And then,
right.
yeah, it is. And that's, what's so cool about that. Like we learned early on with all the product development stuff we did from one of our mentors, like the power of the before and after. So that was really great. Slide in a little bit before you say the after, give like, say, what's that patch? Well, oh, it's a light, I think you said light patch. I don't have my hearing aids in right now. Do it. I think you said light patch. And then just, you'll practice it. Like, yeah, I used to have this joint pain. I used to have all the things that, and then my friend introduced it, or I started using the patch and now I don't have the joint pain. I don't have the irritation. I don't have the,
I'm
whatever it may
sleeping,
be.
I'm
So my
sleeping
only
better.
point is,
Yeah.
is just slide in remember, it's the power of the before and after is the key. That's like the gold mine
No, I
for
love
you
it.
for sure.
So then the next
That
one
was
I
really
would
good
say,
though.
that would say to you, like, well, where'd you hear about it? That sounds great. Where'd you hear
Yep.
about it?
Yep.
Oh, just unmute. Yeah.
I haven't got that part down yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
good
okay.
job.
It's a lot like that. It's a
But
lot
we
like
know that
practice.
you heard about it from Amy, right? My friend Amy and Ryan introduced it to us.
Yep.
They had been using it. Their story, right?
Yep.
Another person's story. They got blah, 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 blah. This is their story.
Yep.
And then say, you know what? I just, it's funny that you asked me because I was going to actually tell you about it because I feel obligated to share it with everybody I
Yep.
know,
Yep.
right?
And jot this down too, is when you get going, where you'll say, yeah, you know what? So my friends introduced and they sent me this video to watch. So I watched this, I went to this website and I saw that, okay, these people having joint issues like me. So I said to them, hey, I want to try that. And then they gave them to me. My point is this, you're planting the seed of steps, and this is super critical of what they're going to do. Because at the end of the conversation, you're going to say, you know what, let me give you that website that I went to. Let me send you the video that I watched. Let me say, so when we get good at it, and this is like the second try, the third try, where we're teaching as we're telling a story. We're basically telling the funnel. We're talking them through the funnel that they're going to do the same thing. So that was really good. That's perfect.
Yep. And so that's really just something to make sure you always have, and your story will evolve.
Yeah.
Because my story was my mental clarity to the pain relief. Then now I feel like I'm 20 years younger.
Yep.
I just feel amazing. So, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of move forward here because that's what we kind of talked about last week about, your why, right? When your why is strong enough, the how is easy. And then packaging your story. So make sure, this week or, sometime this week that we get that, packaged and practice it. Like Rich said, practice it in the mirror.
Yep.
Because it's a lot easier to
Just
practice
take your phone out,
when you're
record it.
staring at yourself and you're like, oh, that didn't
Yep.
sound good. Or I didn't like the way I looked when I said that, because you just need to speak with such belief. That's every
Yep.
single one of you have something in your hands that is a rock star status, that this is so cutting edge. People don't get it yet. People will
Yes.
give you the crooked heads. So with confidence and with belief, with no no cowering, like literally just point blank, this is what I have. It's absolutely amazing. Like Becky, who my friend that's on here, she's an RN, and I just, so you know, recruited her. If you want me to look all the way back to whatever, like all the way back to maybe June. Okay. And then kind of busy time during the summer got in the way. Then I followed up with her again and followed up with her again, followed up with her again, right? Just kept following up because I know she knows so many people in her field that could use it. And first of all, she was in my old business with me. So I love her. She was also one of my babysitters, right? So I want to do life with her. I want to see her more, right? So these are the people that I reach out to. So remember the people that you're reaching out to when we talked about them making your list is people that you love, trust, and respect, and that you want to do life with, right? That's the key. And do not leave any stone unturned.
And
Right.
and super important what Mia just said is that just know that you're ahead of the curve.
Mm.
And you put this down in your notes regarding story. Beat them to the punch, right? So beat them to the punch about your doubt, about I didn't know about it either. Before they're like, oh, this sounds like hocus pocus. You beat them in part of your story, like, yeah, so I went and I looked at this video and they talked about this patch, and I'm like, okay, can this really do what they're telling me? So beat them to the punch on that. And you'll all these little elements will come in over time. And as Mia said, like Becky, she's in the medical field. She knew about light therapy, but didn't necessarily know about the patches. So just know you're the guru right now. Like you're the one who can say, Grasshopper, you do not know what I know. And so just, I'm telling you right now, we're way ahead of this curve, which is so cool. So tell everybody you know now, like seriously, like I'm telling you this right now, tell everybody you know. And the way this thing goes is you tell everyone, you go, hey, we're getting, in essence, we're getting on the ship and it's leaving and we're going to be on the ship. But if you want to go, let us know, because you got to move with the responders. Tell 100 people and move with the 20 that respond. And then eventually you'll circle back to those 80 that didn't. Hey, we're on the boat. You want to come along? So, you know, and my point is just know that you're ahead of it. You're going to circle back and people are going to be like, yeah, you know, I've been busy and I saw a lot of people and now I'm seeing a lot about red light therapy and Instagram and I see stem cell stuff all over the place. And it's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. Then maybe then they're ready to listen. So don't get hung up on the no.
So perfect. I'm going to piggyback right off of that because people are going to watch you. I'm just telling you that it doesn't matter. People will watch you on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, whatever it is that people follow you on, they're watching, even though they might have said no or whatever, they're watching. Okay. So this is our system 331. And we'll say it over and over for those who are brand new. We reach out to 3 people a day or patch 3 people a day, follow up with three people and invite one.
No.
So nope, I want to say this.
Sorry.
This is the next, nope, this is the next part. So you can screenshot this if you want. This is also on our team Facebook page. It's also in the portal that I uploaded for you guys to have all of the word choices to be able to reach out to somebody. So I want this. So right now, this is going to be right now. We're going to do a working session right this minute using these word choices. And if there's a better one that you like, then use a better one that you like. Okay. But I want you to get your phone out. All right. And I want you to go to your contacts and you're going to find somebody. You know what I mean? Find somebody that you know you want to reach out to. Click on their name. All right. And I'm going to do it with you. And it could be 3 people. Maybe you already have your list. The top 3 are the first ones that you're reaching out to. So I know somebody who I want to reach out to is on my old team in my old company. And so I'm going to reach out to her. And I know she's got knee issues. Okay. So what I'm going to say to her is, hey, Perla, I know it's been a long time. You know, life obviously gets in the way, but I'm going to say, I have something that I want to share with you. And I thought of you because of the issues, right? What is it? Knee, back, any joint, right? If I was reaching out to Susan, I'd know that she suffers from migraine headaches. And I'd say, hey, Susan, I want to share this with you because I know you suffer from migraines, right? So that is your first thing. So go ahead and whoever you're going to send the message to, I want you to do it right now. We're going to give you 2 minutes. to go ahead and do that? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just do it before you send it, and then if you want to bounce it off us, and you know the feel of it. Some people I can say, hey, when do you have 10 minutes? We need to talk. Like, you know, the
Right.
person you're trying to speak to, you'll use different things. So formulate it right now before you do it, and then you can jump on here, and we want to hear a couple of those, and then we'll send them off here within the next minute or so. So go ahead. We'll be silent here for another minute or so, and then you guys do it.
Yep. Okay, about 30 more seconds.
Okay, who wants to share what you have drafted? Go for it. Don't be shy. And if you want to speak, just unmute.
Anyone?
Yep,
Bueller?
Susan,
Yeah,
I
Susan,
think-
go ahead. You can
yeah.
unmute. You got it. Unmute.
Yeah,
There you go. You got it.
I think I've tried sending it. You know, I think I discussed like talking, you know, over with my sister and using the prompts that you have up there. I mean, I will try it to someone else. I think I'm very gun shy now is because I have been so the reception has not been received well. The person that I was very interested is not now. And so I think I'm very, you know, I'm disappointed. And so when I look through my lists, even looking through just my contacts, I'm just like, you know, I think that they would benefit, but I'm really gun shy right now.
That's
listen.
perfect. That's a lot of people, Susan.
Yeah, exactly. And so I always go back about process where, like you mentioned right out of the gate, you said you wanted I wanted to talk it over with my sister, and I'm just going to coach strong right now. Our job isn't to talk it over with with anybody. It's to, hey, what do you know about phototherapy? Or hey, what do you know about stem cells? And listen, from there, it's okay, great. I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to send you a website to look at. We think of those steps: text, what do you know, a website, and then maybe a Zoom. So think about, so you're just going to get that out to them. And if they, I'm just telling you right now, just wellness, 30 years, but doctors who know way more than me, this is GHK, CU elevation, and peptide elevation and stem cell stuff. If someone doesn't get it yet or understand it, I'm moving on. Right. So I just wanted to encourage you with strength and love, but don't get hung up on your sister, especially family members. And again, without the direct sales
Oh,
experience,
agree.
it's
Yeah.
I
it's
agree.
called, it's called the law of familiarity. My 7 siblings aren't going to look to me to think I'm going to solve their health, their medical, their financial. So I'm just, with love, we've all been,
Mhm.
anyone raise their hand who's got direct sales experience, who's experienced frustration with their family.
Yeah.
Mark's shooting flares up into the sky. Like,
And-
yeah. So don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about Susan. And this
It's
is what
great,
I'm
though.
gonna
It's
say
awesome.
too. This is beautiful because that's so true. And then the one thing on top of it is I used to say this when I was 14 years ago. Okay, when I was reaching out to people, I'd look. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's for, but and then I'd go
Yeah.
the next. No, it's not her either.
Again,
So that's what I used to do.
What
And
a-
then I'm like, I'm going to tell everybody. And the reason why I'm going to tell you why is because my very best friend in the whole world, I was coaching some of her friends in a weight loss program that I was doing. And she called me and she's like, hey, these people, said that this Mia Finnegan is coaching and they've lost like 15 pounds. Like, Mia, I've always been your fat friend. That's what she said to me. And I felt like somebody literally stuck a knife in my heart because I was like, she's my best friend since 5th grade.
Yeah.
Why was I afraid to reach out to her? I was afraid because I was afraid what she would think instead of knowing that she needed this for her health. Right.
Yep.
So it was my problem. It was my ego that was in the way.
Yep.
So that's why from then on, this is 14 years ago.
Yep.
I tell everybody about everything that I love and I use. So don't put any like label on it, Susan, or any of you. Don't put any label like, I don't know if she'd want to do the business. Oh, I don't know if she would want
Yep.
to like do
Yeah.
anything. Like, it doesn't matter because you don't want them to do anything. Think about this. You don't want them to do anything. All you want them to do, I want you to let me know what you think. Give me
Yep.
your feedback.
Yep.
Like, think about, I don't want you to do the business. I don't even want you to try a
We want to
product.
watch a video.
I just want
That's
them
what we
to,
want.
I want them to watch that video and give me their honest feedback.
Yep.
That's it.
It's the name of the game. It's
So,
a step
and go
process.
for 20 no's. Write that down. Go for 20 no.
And what
No,
that
no, no.
means is-
And all it means is they don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Or no, not now. That's all. That's all it means. Because they're going to watch you. Like I said, they're going to watch and they're going to watch and they're going to watch. Okay. Anybody else want to share what they wrote or to that person?
Yeah, I'll
Mark?
go. So I
Yeah,
have
go.
reached
for it,
out
Mark.
kind of casually to these folks this weekend. I sent it to 2 guys again. I just said, hey, what do you know about stem cell therapy? We're sitting on something huge here. The previous email, I said, hey, we have ourselves an opportunity. I'd love to share some more with you and catch up. And I hadn't heard nothing. This was like Sunday and Saturday. I sent them out. So I just reiterated that with the stem cell verbiage.
Mark, I love it. And you know what? At that point, we're super comfortable sending a video next.
Yeah.
Or sending a
From the app.
website next. If they don't respond, it like that just to me, that opens the door. Hey, I know you're busy, but watch this video
Watch
now
this
versus, and you're probably feeling it too, Mark, versus sending that. You don't necessarily want to send a website out of the gate on the first communication, but if I've communicated to it and they didn't respond, I'm going to assume that they watched it because then they're probably scrolling through and like, oh, I missed this. My point, I'd send them a video now, Mark. I'd send them website, StartX39 or a video right
Yeah,
now.
and or just one link video,
Yep.
like a 2-minute, the what is
Yep.
phototherapy.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you're busy. Just take a look at this. It's only 2 minutes.
If someone doesn't respond, they will eventually. I mean, you can't deny it. It's stem cells. They're just behind
Yeah.
the curve,
And I'm going to go back to Becky and use her as an example because I did recruit her for a while. She's super busy. She literally runs like she's crazy busy. Anyway, so be patient with the process. Write
Mhm.
that down. Be patient with the process. Love on people.
Yep.
Just meet them
I
where
was
they
just-
are and
Yep.
I was
love on
gonna say
them.
something, Mia, when they
Go for it. Yeah.
Please.
when they say a word that like they're enthused about it, you got them hooked.
Right? I'm
Roll with it and just say some kind of story or have them tell you something about what's going on in their life. Because
There
I
you
was
go.
Love
Love
getting
it.
my car serviced today and I was actually making a new dentist appointment. And I was talking to a lady. I'm like, yeah, I got 3 days off and got to use that PTO. And not everybody has the benefit of PTO. But I do. So I was like, so I'm going to work on my side gig. And she goes, what's your side gig?
There you
And
go.
Love it.
then she didn't give me her phone number or anything, but she said, send it through the email. So I sent her, a few things and not anything lengthy, just this is it, if info, and here's my contact info if you're interested. So
Awesome, Beck. That's like, isn't that perfect? I've
Yeah.
part-time working on my,
Yep.
this is what Jim Rohn says. I got my full-time job, but I'm working part-time on my fortune.
Yep. And
Right?
exactly.
Part-time on my fortune.
And I think with that follow-up too is if you're interested or I would say to answer some more questions for you,
mhm.
to fill you in a
Yeah.
little bit more,
Yeah. And
because
so-
we don't want to assume that they're going to watch a video and be ready to go. We
Mhm.
got to assume it's going to be a 2, 3, 4, 5-step process. So we want to just guide them through the process. So
Yeah, I said, thank you for listening to me. And few quick things, if you're interested in looking any further, this is the website, because she was like, my sister has fatigue. She
Yeah.
was like right there with her response. So
Love
Perfect.
it. Love it. Hey,
love it.
one of the things I was going to say about Becky too is, there was a point that I sent she and her, I'm gonna call him your husband. They've been together forever. So so I sent them.
18 years.
18 years. So they're not married, but they are. But so I sent them patches and I sent them X39 and X49 because he owns a gym, he works out, they both work out. So I sent him, and Becky, was it 3 days maybe? And you sent me the text back that said, I'm in, when, you
Yeah.
know, like basically when can we enroll?
Yeah.
So something around that effect. So not everybody has the finances to be able to give out patches. Okay. But if you do, you do. And I'm just telling you, within the first 24, 48 hours, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger age. People feel stuff. I don't care if it's mental clarity. I don't care if it's less pain, something. They're going to feel something. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you because remember, I recruited her for a while. And then I think more the catalyst I would say was once she got the patches on, I didn't need to do any convincing. As soon as she put the patch on, it did the convincing for her. Okay, so just understand that. Does anybody else want to share what they wrote, and then we can move on.
And Sue, did you send one yet?
No, I didn't. I looked through my kind of my contacts.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing as Mia. Oh, no, I don't want to reach out. And I think also, I wear it religiously every day. And although it's helping my hands, I'm still in a lot of pain. I'm still in a lot of pain with my head. And so I'm just being like transparent and honest.
Love it.
I get very like, just down, like it's not, doing the work. Does that make sense? And so I know that it's time and it will take time.
Right.
But then I vacillate, I get nervous to start because I want to feel all the things that everybody else is feeling.
Right.
And I'm not there yet.
Yep.
But I mean, I know Mia knows about my hands and it has helped my hands.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing. Sorry, I don't mean to like talk about me, but I think that is holding me back a little bit too,
Listen, I appreciate that's really good because we see that our action is tied to our belief. So your belief is small right now, your action will be small. So here's what I want to encourage you to do, and then we'll move on to the next one, is invite people in your journey where you are right now. Say exactly that. You must have someone who like, hey, you know what do you know about phototherapy? What do you know about light therapy? Whatever it is, say. And then if you have the response, it's just like, yeah, I'm using this thing. My pain is diminished in my hands, like exactly where you are.
Or that you can move
I
them
can
better.
move my hands. I'm looking for more, but like share it right where you are, which is totally cool. Say,
Mhm.
hey, I want you to kind of help discover. I'm curious about how this will work on your knee. I know you had a knee problem. So just to condense that point, like, don't feel like you have to be way down the road. You can bring people in right in your early stages. Okay.
And
That makes sense.
And share people's story too, Susan.
Yeah.
Share other people's stories. Okay.
Right.
What you've heard, any
Yeah,
story is
that I
yours to
think it might
share.
help you, and I want you to try it. I'm getting this with my hand, but you know what?
But
I'm
I've
seeing these
heard-
knee problems, people, and I want you to try this. I'm just discovering right now. I want you to. Will you help me? I'd love some feedback. That's a way you'll move out of that early, but that's a great way to get the ball rolling. Hey, I just need some feedback.
Mhm.
I want you to try that. So I hope that
That's
helps.
good. No, that's actually getting feedback from them will help me.
Yeah, pick
course.
some people with ailments.
Yeah.
Focus on autoimmune dysfunction. Focus on people with inflammation issues and autoimmune type stuff, arthritic issues, conditions like that. That's going to see the most.
Okay.
You'll see the most impact. So awesome for
Absolutely.
sharing. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing that.
Any Larry or Allison, do you guys want to share it all in regards to Brandy, anything that you shared tonight, and then we're gonna go right into the next part. It's okay if you don't, it's okay. But I am gonna share you with mine, what I just said to Perla. And she's actually in a 603 area code. I think that's you guys, isn't it? I think she's in New Hampshire. Is that 603, you guys? So if anything, if she wants to enroll, maybe we enroll with you guys. Anyway, so Ready? So this is what I said to Perla. I said, hey, hi, it's Mia. I know it's been a long time, but I hope this finds you well. I have to share something with you that I know you'll love. Have you heard of the X39 stem cell reactivation patch? I'm going to send you a link to watch that explains about this one-of-a-kind wearable phototherapy patch. Check out this website before I send you the link, and then let's talk. That's it,
That's good.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
So that's it. That's all it is. With,
Do you want to, can you post
Strong-
that, Mia?
yeah, yep,
Can you send that?
yep.
I'm a words person. I love words.
No, no, that's really,
helps.
that's really good.
You got it.
It helps.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's only, you figured it only
I'm gonna
took
do
a
this.
1,000 to get it to that right. I mean, just like, you know,
Right. So I
you
go
just keep playing
here,
around with them.
Perla,
It's like you're testing stuff a lot, you know?
and go.
Hey,
Copy.
plagiarism is the ultimate form of flattery.
Yeah.
It sure is.
And
All right,
this,
so I'm gonna put this, guys, I'm gonna put this in the, whoops, I'm gonna have to stop share for a sec. Stop share. I'm gonna put it in our chat down here. Okay, and then you guys can copy and paste it. All right, you know how to do that, right? If I put it in here, I'm gonna send it to everyone. Okay, you see that? I don't know if you can see that in the chat, but
Yeah, I
just,
got it.
okay, just highlight the whole thing, press copy. If you're doing it on your phone, you know how to copy. If you're doing it on your computer and you're on a Mac, it's the Command C button. Okay, so go ahead and do that.
yeah, and then you can throw it in your notes or wherever.
Yeah, and
you
then
put
throw it in your notes. That's one of them. I mean, I could give you a million that I've sent, but that was just to her. But I want to go back to,
We're at about 12 of, and so we're gonna
yeah.
try and wrap this thing
Yeah,
up
so
here.
this is, okay, so you guys know these are the websites, Start X39, if you need to screenshot it, you know that this is how we reach out to
Let them
people.
do the work. That's the big part. This
Let these
331
do the
is
work,
let
yeah.
that do the work.
And again, this is on the website. We did this last week. This little thing is on our team Facebook page. It's an awesome tracker for you to keep track of your people. This is the other tracker that's on there. And then what I wanted to share with this is the last thing we're going to share tonight is to begin earning income. How many of you, by a show of hands, have an auto ship order set up in your back office? Show of hands. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Perfect. That
Duplicate
is-
that.
Duplicate that. And the
Yep.
reason why you're doing your brand partners a disservice, and I don't know why this says no title, but you're doing them a disservice if you do not get them enrolled in an auto ship. And the reason why is because there's people that got enrolled with us a long time ago, like right when we first started, and they've kept themselves active. Okay, that means that they're using patches actively. They haven't engaged in the business. They enrolled in the business, but they haven't engaged. Okay, but they're active. So they have a ton of points, okay, that they've built up over all those months. Now, if I didn't encourage them to do an auto ship order when they first enrolled to stay on the patches, their points would be gone. Now, not that they can't accumulate points again, but all of the ones that are in the bank go away.
And speaking of the bank, it's dollars. We
Yeah.
use points because it's international, but it's dollars. So and just write this down. Points equal commissionable volume. So that's all it is. So they have maybe 20,000 points accumulated, which is about $28,000. And so that's like when you climb up these ladders, just understand that you're incentivized to stay active, because the reward is that when you have these points accumulated, that's all commissionable volume. You know, that if you we'll talk about building the binary as we get going.
Yeah.
You know, that's about, that's can equal $2,500 in a week if you had $30,000 worth of volume
Yeah.
in your organization,
Yep.
So it starts happening fast. So it's just a fundamental of the business. It's
And
get that auto ship going.
And so if somebody is below a manager, okay, which there are a few on here that are already managers, but if you are below a manager, the points that you need is 55 points. So that's basically one of those legacy patches, even if you didn't have an X39 on auto ship, which I would always say X39, of course. X39, write this down, a sleeve of X39 per month is 77 points. A sleeve of we'll use Ice Wave, the pain patch, is 55 points. So if you need 110 points and you want to stay on 2 sleeves of this, that's great, because that's 77 times 2, right? Which is 154. That's 154 points, or 2 of these, which is 110 points. That's when you get up to manager and above. Okay, that's what you need. And that's how you stay active to collect commissions. You can't collect commissions if you're not a product of the product and you're not, actively sharing product, then you're
Or
not
using
gonna,
product.
or using product, you're not gonna be able to earn commissions,
Yep.
because that's the stipulation. You can't just sit there and earn income when you're not even active in the business.
And you can get credit for when you build your customer base up too. You might want to touch base on that. too.
Yep, yes. So that's a great point. So if you have customers, you sometimes don't even need an auto ship, but you most likely you'll need an auto ship because you want to stay on the
Yeah,
patches.
exactly.
But
I'm getting it
like
started.
for Rich and I do these, it's called a maintenance pack. So write that down so you can kind of look up the maintenance pack. It basically gives you a deal on your package, and it gives you either 3 months of points for your volume, so your activity points, or 6 months or even longer. So, but if you have customers, if somebody purchases you have one customer a month and they purchase an X39, that's 77 points. So you got your above 55. If you have 2 customers, that's 110 or more, 154 points. If you have 3 customers, if you have 4, doesn't matter. So your goal is to have a customer base so you can collect commissions. So again, sometimes it doesn't even have to come out of your pocket. It can just come from your customer volume. All right. I hope that makes sense, because that's called personal volume. All right. So, and I
What
think
was
that's
this
it. That was it.
HIA?
Yo, those are high impact activities,
Okay.
331. That's what I wanted to finish with, and then talk about, this is their challenge for the week.
Challenge for the week. So the high impact activities, and it is 331. And just think about this, we're reaching 3, we're following up with 3, and then we're 1. The 1 is the gold. Like that's the key, is to get people onto, it's really either the webinar or a website when you think about it. That's really what
Yeah.
the whole business revolves around. Now, in our old business, it was all about, hey, I'm introducing this thing. Hey, I want to get you on a phone call with my sponsor, my friend, my person who's doing it. It went immediately from conversation. They tried a product, they read something, but then it's this. It's not as easy to scale. This is more modernized, where you want to go, hey, here's some info, website or video, and then it's hopefully they'll watch a Zoom, and then you bring this person in. So we want to let that website and the Zoom do so much of the work, so much of the convincing. If someone watches it, because that's the thing, hey, what did you watch? What did you like? What did you see? Oh, I don't know. First of all, guess what? What did you actually watch? Like if they
This
don't
is
know
his
it,
harshness.
I'm just
right?
telling you, this is
What you actually watch?
listen, this is the reality. The reality is that you have to write this down. Determine who is worth you spending time with.
Yep.
If you want to build your business, you want to work with the people who took the time to watch a video, like my buddy Walshy, who I reached out to, and he's like, hey man, we need to follow up. I liked what I saw on that website. I have some issues I need to deal with joints, etc. Like, so again, send it to 100 people, invite 100 people to the party. Are you going to cry if only 50 of them come? No, you're going to go party with the 50,
Mhm.
right? That's the mindset. Determine who is worth your time. I'll tell you right now, this is strong, but this coaching that by us saying no to you teaches you to say no to someone else. If you say, hey, will you talk to our friend on the phone about this stuff? We're going to ask a question. Have they watched a video? Have they gone to a website? Have they looked to a webinar? If they haven't done anything, we're going to say, no, give me someone who did, right? Like bring someone who's pre-qualified. This is the mindset. All you're trying to do is pre-qualify your people. You're trying to qualify. If they don't watch it, they go to the back of the list. You work with the people who are willing to watch it.
They go to the back of the bus.
To the back of the bus. You know what I mean? I'm being smart, but listen, I don't want you wasting your time, right?
There's the Northeast and the
That's good.
Boston coming out of Rich.
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Brandy.
so,
Brandy had a
yeah,
question.
please, Brandy.
Okay, so I just want to clarify the steps then. So, so we want to do website, Zoom, and then when they're still interested at that point, then we want to talk to Ryan and Amy or you guys.
Ideally,
So
right?
ideally, and
Ideally,
it could be just that you sent them the link, they watched it, and they also looked through the Start X39 website,
Yep.
then a call with us.
Right.
they don't necessarily have to go to a webinar
Yeah.
because we're gonna do the exact same
Yeah.
thing with them, show them the slides and all that on that call with them. A good example today is Allison. Allison brought one of her brand new brand partners on tonight, Missy, and, you know, just got to know her a little bit, you know about her family and stuff, and just, you know, want to connect with her. And then I said, is it okay? Could I share, you know, a few things with you just so it built her belief even a little bit deeper? It's exactly what I do on the webinars. So
Is
just
it-
so you know, so they don't necessarily have to go to the webinar. If they do, great. And then they're like, yeah, I want to talk to your
Yep.
person, or I want to, you know, I definitely want to hear more.
Yeah,
Okay.
it won't always follow the exact order, but
Yeah.
they need to take a couple steps. That's the person you want to take the time to with your sponsor is someone who's taken a couple steps. Then they're already basically a pre-qualified person. At least you don't want to bring cold people, like, because all
Yeah.
if we do see, because it happens every once in a while, all we do is say, so hey, what do you know? What did you watch? Did you watch a video yet? And sometimes the person bringing them in hasn't been, they're just getting going. They maybe don't know the whole system yet. And they didn't really emphasize that they watched a video or looked at a training or whatever it may be. So all I'm doing is redirecting to the system that's going to do the work for all of us.
Yeah.
Right? I hope that clarifies. It's a great question.
So my last thing is, if you want to take a screenshot of this, this is also that I had uploaded into your portals, and that will be another question I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop share here. This is also on so obviously it's also in our team Facebook page,
Yep.
but I created a portal for each one of you to be able to, so basically it's the videos from last week, all of the documents we talked about from the checklist all the way to the, you know, 3 steps for business building success, things like that. Everything is in there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share. And then, you know, ask any questions, because we want to definitely, you know,
Go
wrap it
ahead,
up.
Allison.
Yeah,
Let
please.
it rip.
Yeah. let it
Well, I
rip.
wanted to just share with everyone, today, my kids were skiing, but I chose not to ski. I was actually working on, LifeWave. And I made a list of everybody, and I want to show you this book. It's kind of cool. So I made this list.
Yes.
You see, I have 60 people that I've reached out to, but I also have another list of who's actually on either signed up or on product, and there's 20 people. So out of 80 people, 20 people have signed up. So just remember that you're going to get a lot of no's, but I have all the lists here of 60 people that every week I'll kind of poke at them just to remind them. And then because they do forget, right? And they're like, oh yeah. And then, so I just keep going back to these lists, and I'll send them a sweet little message here and there. But if you have them written down, you can keep checking in. And that's kind of what I did on this list today, was just organize it all. So I know who I have to keep checking back in. And usually when you check back in, they're thankful. So I even tell my husband, like, I'm kind of a pain to people because every week I'll check back in, or every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a pain, but usually I get, oh, thanks, because I meant to get back to you. So remember, you're not being a pain. It's their life that you're trying to change. So that's it.
Allison, that's so good.
So good.
I love it. You know, you and I have spoke about it before too, is right? Like batting average stuff, right?
Mhm.
It's right. What was that ratio? You said 80 people on the list and 20 on
25 enrolled.
25. And I'm willing to guess that she didn't speak to those people one time. The people who enrolled, it was probably 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, or more conversations. So Allison, that's super powerful, knowing that, you know, if you want 10 people, okay, which 100 are we going to talk to, you know?
And I have a handful, and I know that they keep saying they need to sign up, and things keep getting in their way. So I know there's probably another 10 people that they're about to sign up. They just haven't done it yet. Or,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, and then I share with them, it's $25 a week. When you break it down, it's not $100 a month, it's $25 a week.
I
Same
love it.
thing,
So
but
good.
it's a smaller number, and people kind of can understand it a little better. So I don't know if that helps you guys either.
Yeah.
But just little things that I kind of talk to people, and I say to them. So.
That's great, Allison.
That's
Thank you for sharing
So
that.
good. And I'm going to say,
And I thought Susie had your list there too. That's good. Working
yeah,
up the
so
list.
I want to kind of show you this. This is one of my lists, and this was people that like definitely brand partner and mine people, and all those blue marks are people who had become, that's just one page. I have multiple, they just keep going. But so this is what's on your in the team Facebook page, and it's also in your portal. it's just a tracker. So their name and then first contact, sent links, followed up call, follow-up text, sample, did I send samples, right?
And
What's
that's
the
on,
follow-up?
it's on the
It's all like,
Facebook.
so,
It's in
so
the
it's
Facebook
like
group.
Allison's,
Yeah.
she checks back in, okay, what have I done with them? What did I do? What did I send? What did I, right? And then, okay, send another link, send another little video, whatever that is, because there's multiple. If I look at Becky, I'll show you how many times I followed up with her, right? And like since last year, since last, whatever it was, June, July or something. So anyway, that's it. And
Assignments,
assignment, so
331 activity.
331 activity this week is you're to get us on 2 calls this week, just 2. If you get us on 5, fantastic.
That's the
Pat yourself on the
target.
back.
So what does that mean? How many people would you need to talk to?
If you want to get 2
Right.
people on calls.
Right? Right, Mark, what'd you say? How many? 2, 4, 10?
How many people do you need to talk to
I
get
said 10.
10?
Yeah,
Right.
good ratio right there. 2 calls, 10 people. If you had conversations with 10 people, that means they probably watched the video, they probably looked at a website.
Yep.
So they've been moved down the field. If you end up having a conversation with 10 people, yeah, you should be able to pick up 2 calls, easy, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, so think of those numbers. It makes it a lot easier. Like Susan, when you thinking about the one person, it's easy to get hung on one person versus like, no, I need to talk to 10 more people, you
Mhm.
know? So, and we get better every time we do. So
And so the challenge is the 2 calls. Now the call could be a launch webinar. I have a brand new brand partner who has like 10 people he wants to get on a call. Awesome. Bring them on. It's like doing a private webinar for you. So if you have multiple people, instead of doing one at a time, if they're, they don't even need to know each other, but you're going to bring them all to this one webinar that we'll do for them, or one Zoom call.
one Zoom, and think about that call when they come on. If it's a phone call, like you're trying to get them to a webinar, the webinar is going to really move the ball for you. They may not get to a webinar. They
Bless
may
you.
have to, bless you. They may just look at the website. So when we get on the call, we want it to be a Zoom, because guess what we're going to do? We're just going to go through some slides. We're going to duplicate the same exact thing. So you're going to see it, and then you're going to end up being able to duplicate it. So you may be, hey, if you're inviting people to a webinar and like, no, I didn't go, I want to do it. Well, you know what? Let me talk to let's get on the Zoom with Mia. She could share a couple of those slides for you, or whoever, if it's going to be Ryan or whoever it might be, they can share a few slides
Yeah.
for you, because we're all just duplicating the same thing. We all want to try and make it super, super duplicate. We don't want to get someone on a call, do something completely different. We're just duplicating what the system is, but it happens to be live. And we're doing that more. You see that within the wellness industry easy now where people are putting customers on in groups, 2, 3, 5, 8,
Yeah.
so you'll find those people. So pretty easy. The target is 2 calls. What does that mean? Mark, you hit the nail. It might be trying to get 10 conversations. If I want 10 conversations, maybe it takes 20 texts. Does that make sense? That ratio, 20 texts, 10 conversations, 2 phone calls.
Yeah.
Right? Does anyone see that? Those of us who have been in it before, we know that the numbers, those ratios are like, that's not like I talk to 10 people and I expect 10 conversations right away.
No, but
Yeah.
I will say the batting average is definitely better
It's higher,
in
yeah.
this business than it was in our old business, because Michelle said it the other day so well. She just said, I'm so sick of, and I used it today. I shared this with Allison and Missy today. I'm kind of sick of trying to convince everybody that my supplements are better than what they want or they use
Yeah,
or whatever. I'm
yeah,
I'm
good point.
just sick of it. Right. And like,
Mm.
nobody can argue with me on this. This is a patented form of phototherapy that nobody will duplicate. It's patented. It's for the next 16 years.
Yep.
So nobody has it. You have
Yep.
no competition. You don't have to convince anybody that my patch is better than your patch, because there's no other patch.
Yeah.
So there's none of that. So it's an easier, to me, it's definitely
Yeah.
just an easier
Conversation.
conversation.
And that's really all we want. We really
And
have
it's
to
with
make
love.
sure.
It's like, they're hurting in some way, shape, form.
Yep.
You're just sharing something that you absolutely love and you use.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you share it? Like you share like a restaurant, you share a good book or whatever.
And Susan, once you get going too, you'll feel that obligation. Like I have to tell people, like my buddy Walshy, when I talk to him, he's having some issues, personal, just health stuff. And then he starts telling me about his parents with
Both have
with
dementia.
dementia. And it's like, if I never brought it up, like this can this can really help people, like dramatically change your lives, you know,
Yep.
so it'll come though in time. It's,
Yeah.
it's all good.
All right, so
We're
does anybody
excited.
have any other questions or understand, do you know what the portal is? That's, I did want to ask that question. Do you have any idea what that means? Okay, so I sent you guys an invite to the portal. What that is so I have a website, okay, that has like that courses that I offer, my booty plan, blah, 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 right? So I created a Destination Diamond. It's a free course for you. And it's basically what we're doing. I upload the video from
You said
today.
Destination Diamond.
Did I just say Destination
She's
Diamond?
always
Sorry, I
giving
keep-
me a hard time.
I keep-
I said Destination Diamond, like
Sorry.
Destination Rector Rich.
I know.
You
That's
finally
because
got
I
it.
keep saying it. So I
Blaming
keep
me.
hearing that. All right. So anyway, Destination Director. And so basically what you go and you do course 1. Now, for those who are just getting on here, like Becky and Susan, you can go through last week's call. You can watch it. You can see all the documents are there. They're all downloadable documents and stuff. So I will resend that in an email to this whole group. And then all you do is you go in and you click on it and it looks like you're paying for something, but you're not. It's free. You put in your name and then you get it. And then it's your course. It's your course to, do it at your leisure. Okay. Don't worry that it's like, I got to do all of this before next week. No, you do it as you can. We fit this in the nooks and crannies of our life. It's not like if you have a full-time job, you just have to fit it in the nooks and crannies. Okay. So it's there for you. It will live there. You have it forever. Okay. You can even use it with your people down the line and stuff like that. So I just wanted to share that with you. So, and then open it up for questions.
And I have one question. Sue, do you like Sue or Susan?
Oh, Sue, Susan.
Okay, cool. I have it on the thing.
Yeah.
But me mentioned Susan. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, when
that's
Jane
cool.
introduced me, she said,
Oh,
Susan.
that's-
Yeah, but because Jane, she calls you Susan and Mia does too, so that's fine.
Yeah. That's cool. So before we wrap it up, any questions? Pretty solid. It's, simple stuff. 331. The gold is the one, right? It's
The one
the
to the
web, it's
webinar,
the
the one
website and
to,
webinar, or it ends up
or
being a live personal webinar.
Live. Yep.
And that's and if people don't get it then, next. We love them, next, but maybe it's gonna happen in a
Just
week
throw
or
them back in the river, we
a
say.
month or 2 weeks, and they just need to get more exposed, to get a little more education about it. They probably didn't read it. I've heard one doctor say if someone reads it and they don't get it from looking at what the information, they may have a cognitive issue that they can't comprehend.
They need,
Because
they
it's,
need X394.
but we want to look back and say, okay, what didn't I explain well? Or what, you want to find out what they actually looked at. Because if someone looks at, what GHKCU does and what stem cells do, it's a no-brainer, people. And the fact that there's zero risk, there is no risk, 90-day money-back guarantee. So we just want to keep guiding people towards those simple
Yeah.
principles, and
Yeah.
it'll work. So we'll wrap it up. Easy critical activity, 331 activity. And we look forward to getting on the phone and sharing some slides
Yeah, put
with
us to
some
work.
people.
Put us
Yeah,
to work.
put us to
That's what
work.
we're here for.
And you can, it's early on in that, when you get that, one of the simpler steps is you send your text, you have a little communication, you sent the website, say, hey, I want to get you on a communication with Rich, Mia, with Ryan, with whoever it is you're going to be working with, and put them on a text chain. Say, hey, I'm going to throw in a little
group
text chain with
text,
Mia, group text with Mia, and then let's get a call going. Instead of you
That's
trying
good,
to
yeah.
navigate the time of the appointment, it's too much going back and forth.
Yeah.
Just say, hey,
Just
let's
get their permission to
let's
put
get-
them on a
yeah,
group text.
get on a group text, throw some times in there, and we'll grab a slot. We're going to start using Acuity scheduling app that you can just say, hey, I want to grab Mia. You can go in and you'll just be able to plug. I want to grab Rich. I'll plug them in, and you can pick a time. Our assistant uses that, and I know it's a good system to use, so it'll make it easier to book. You guys will reintroduce it, and then if you guys want to do it in the future, you jump on that. But it's just a good time management tool, because you do end up wasting a lot of time. Hey, when's good? When's that good? Who's that? When did you say it's good? It just makes it easy. So
Yeah.
so we'll wrap it up. You
So,
guys are awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, we're proud of you guys. And thanks
Thank
for
you,
showing up.
guys.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for showing up.
You're
And
welcome.
like I said,
Thanks.
I'll send that email. So look out for that email. Check your junk and spam because it does come from my my website. So it comes from Mia Finnegan, but it's a funky looking website that it actually comes from. So it might throw it to spam or junk. So please check in there. You should have gotten a reminder for this today. If you didn't, look in your junk and spam because that's
Okay.
email and put that email in your contacts.
Before we go,
No,
tomorrow night,
no, that was it. No, just kidding.
Tuesday, 9
Yep.
Eastern webinar
Yep.
that we'll be doing. Then Thursday,
Wait, Wednesday, power hour.
Wednesday, power hour.
Wednesday, 8 PM Eastern power hour.
Yep.
Same thing we were doing tonight with reaching out to people. That's
Game-
what you're doing.
changing
Game changing
You
power hour tomorrow, on Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Thursday, 2 webinars. One at 9 PM Eastern, one at 8 PM Pacific.
Pacific.
It's the thing that I had up.
Rocky Mark's got it right there.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep. And then Saturday morning business training,
Training.
10 AM Eastern.
And if you get people into that cycle 1 week, they watch a webinar, they get to that Saturday training, they're rolling. Like those are the bases you want to touch. Webinar,
If somebody's enrolled already.
if someone's enrolled, webinar, Saturday training, that's the cycle.
Yeah, because after their webinar, if they get enrolled, you want to get them right into
Right
that
after
Saturday
that
morning
Saturday
business training.
And
Yeah.
it will go. So reach out if you need any questions, plug your stuff in through WhatsApp, use that and just little accountability and it goes a
And
long
put
way.
us to work. 2 calls.
Right.
Okay,
Hmm.
love you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
guys.
Night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Yep,
Okay,
great.
Thanks.
nice job.
great
All right,
info.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I had a question.
Oh,
please
yeah,
go.
good, perfect.
I didn't wanna, are you still recording?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna just stop recording. Hold on one
Yeah,
sec.
it's good.
Where is my, I don't even know where it
Did
is
you
now.
already go stop recording?
Here it is. No, here it is, right here. Stop.